Hit on sales tonight, and a lot of these matches I know about. I do from storyline. I did not watch Raw, so I don't really know what the fallout for some of these are. But I do know a lot about these matches, and hopefully, missing one show won't have a lot missing. I mean, mostly they're due to storylines that have been for the past few weeks. And I do not see a kickoff match, so I'm assuming one of these could be the kickoff match unofficially, unless they have one out of nowhere. I mean, there is a rumored Biggie Langston Curtis Axel match. It's not on this card somehow. It's not on this card list, so I'm guessing it could be the kickoff match. In case it does happen, I will just say very quickly that Biggie Langston will dominate and become your new Intercontinental Champion. It's really that simple. I mean, I don't really see him Axel. This match were to happen tonight, seeing Axel win at all. I mean, there's no way. But seeing there is no kickoff match unofficially, I'm guessing there's no pre-show, or there is a pre-show match, but maybe just unannounced. So I'll just go for these like they are pay-per-view matches actually on the card, which it seems to be, with the exception of one that could be a pre-show match. But let's go right on the top and see where it goes. First off is the Divas Championship. AJ Lee defending against Brie Bella. I think we've seen this before. I'm not sure. Unless it was against the Outer Bella, I'm not quite sure. I believe it maybe happened once. And due to controversy, AJ Lee retained. But honestly, due to the recent tweet of AJ being sick, being tired, or 7th flight in a week, I think that's just projecting storyline or projecting what she's been going through as champion. But eventually, I see AJ Lee losing the belt. I mean, it probably might not be now, but if it is, Brie Bella might win this match. And to be honest, it would make sense to make this a Divas Hell in a Cell so that Tamina or Nikki could not get involved. But of course, WWE will never do that, I believe, or at least will not do an Elimination Chamber or a Last Woman Standing match or something of that magnitude for a very long time. So I think this is a normal match. It's not inside the cell. But AJ Lee, I can only see this going two ways. Tamina will get involved again, or Brie Bella will win the belt, and this feud will continue going into Survivor Series. We have the triple threat tag team match for the tag team titles with the champions, the Road Brothers, Goldust and Cody Rhodes, against the number one contenders officially, the Usos, and the current champions, the Shield, being represented by Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Now, surprisingly, the tag match a few weeks ago was probably the best one out of the card. I mean, it made the show a whole lot better than it already was. It actually saved the show, in my opinion. But Cody Rhodes and Goldust finally rising above this so-called best for business era, and the Shield are no longer the champions after a very lengthy run, actually becoming the fifth ranked team to hold these titles for the longest of times. Of course, being outlasted by teams like Deuce and Domino and Brian Kendrick and Paul London and many others. But for a match, I don't really see how this will go. I can't see it happening that the Shield will retain this quickly. So my two options here are the Road Brothers will retain, or the Usos surprisingly win the tag team titles after a very long time. Now this one I'm very interested in. It's the handicapped Hell in a Cell match with CM Punk against Ryberg and Paul Heyman. The first time we've seen a handicapped Hell in a Cell was the McMahons and Big Show against DX a very long time ago. So this is the first one in a very long time, which is a handicapped setting. Now, we might see a new Paul Heyman guy. I doubt it. But one of two things can happen. I'm not going to do a lot of predictions here. I just see one of two things that are happening here. We will either see a new Paul Heyman guy debut, or a Paul Heyman girl possibly, or CM Punk will get his hands on Paul Heyman and collectively win the match with Ryberg attacking after the bell. And the match I have been dreading, which will pretty much be my piss break, Alberto Del Rio against the returning John Cena. Which, I'm actually surprised John Cena would return this early. It was rumored that he wouldn't return to the Royal Rumble, but being Super Cena and all, we'd see a speedy recovery regardless, ever since Vicky Guerrero announced that John Cena would be facing Alberto Del Rio for the world title. And since it's the only title that has a champion, with the exception of our great legend Vacant, I can see John Cena winning this belt and actually bringing the world title to the prestige that it belongs. I mean, Del Rio isn't that good of a champion, to be honest. I mean, I've hyped about Del Rio for years, but he's slowly declining to become a mid-carder at best, but still getting that push because he's a good talker, he's a good wrestler, he's a good shooter. And honestly, I would be shocked if Del Rio actually won this match. I mean, he's facing Cena. I mean, what can I say? And what in my mind could be a pre-show match, but unofficially it's not, is we have the pay-per-view debut of Los Matadores. I've been waiting for this for a very long time, because we have the rebirth of the El Matador gimmick from Tito Santana. And for those who remember that, I thank you, but God, that was a horrible era. And that was a horrible gimmick. But for those who don't know, it is Epico and Primo under the masks with El Torito. For those who ain't familiar, it is not the same midget that faced Max Mini back in the day. It is, I think, it's not Mascarita Sagrada, but it's one of the Mascaritas. I'm not sure which one. But I love the characters. I dreaded this moment because I thought, hell, make Tito the manager. That would make perfect sense in this gimmick. But no, they bring a little bull. And I'm not joking, a literal little bull. And I have marked out flipping my shit everywhere for this gimmick. I mean, the bull is fucking awesome, flipping around, doing everything, spearing people. And which brings this match to fruition with the whole immigrants and the real Americans with Zeb Coulter. This match has been rumored for months, and honestly, it's about time we've seen it. Guarantee a Cesaro swing in this match, guaranteed, possibly on both Matadores, but I don't know. I mean, because the real Americans have been on a roll as of late, but El Matadores will probably not lose this match. Keep on their roll, and see the Bull fucking spear Dutch Mantell, Zeb Coulter, whatever you want to call him, will be epic. And finally, we have the match of the evening for the WWE Championship. Actually, there's one more rumored to happen. Triple H versus Big Show in Hell in a Cell. We could see something here, but if it doesn't happen in Hell in a Cell, it'll probably happen in a Survivor Series. But if this were to happen, I can see someone interfering on Triple H's behalf to become the new face of the WWE, or something of that nature. I mean, there's been rumors all over the place that I can't even name. Anyway, the WWE Championship is on the line, but we'll actually split this with another part because I have something very special for this.